Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the ARC ribbon tying ceremony. I would like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Stuart Henderson, Director of Jefferson Lab.
Welcome, and thank you all so much for coming. This is a fantastic event, a long time in the making, and we're thrilled to be able to share it with you today. I want to welcome all of you to celebrate the latest milestone in the strong and enduring partnership between Jefferson Lab, the City of Newport News, and the Department of Energy. Since the siting of Jefferson Lab and Newport News, the city has proven to be a gracious host, a strong and dedicated partner and supporter of the lab and our programs. Another critical factor in Jefferson Lab's success has been the support of our state and federal delegations. In Richmond, they're busy putting final touches on the governor's budget, and both chambers are in session in D.C. However, we're very fortunate to have Aaron Carter from Senator Warner's office, John Gertis from Congressman Scott's office, Tempest Boone from Sia Price's office with us today, as well as Mike Nicosia is here representing Congresswoman Kiggins. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so fortunate today to have with us a number of people who have played key roles in the existing ARC collaboration and in transitioning to this new era, establishing the ARC as the gateway to Jefferson Lab. Our first guest is Mayor Philip Jones of the City of Newport News. Mayor Jones is the 27th mayor of Newport News. He's the city's youngest elected mayor. Over the last decade, Mayor Jones has served in leadership roles in public and private sectors. As a Marine Corps infantry officer, he led his Marines to support peacekeeping and security cooperation missions on multiple continents. As a management consultant with a leading global firm, he advised Fortune 500 companies, municipalities, and nonprofits on strategy, marketing, organization, and operations across all industries. He graduated from the United States Naval Academy with a Bachelor of Science in History, holds a Master of Business Administration, and a Master of Public Policy. Mayor Jones has continued the strong tradition that started with the late Mayor Jesse Rattley, who joined in the groundbreaking of CBAF and included Barry Duvall, Joe Frank, and McKinley Price, who were all diligent and enthusiastic in their strong support for Jefferson Lab. Mayor Jones brings a vision and energy that's aligned with our vision for Jefferson Lab, and we look forward to continuing to work with him to make that vision happen. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Philip Jones.
Well, that was quite an intro. I'll have to steal that for next time. No, I really do appreciate it. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's exciting to be back here at Jefferson Labs. I felt like we were here only, a few weeks ago. Stuart, I can get used to hosting events like this with you. Less than 2 months ago, we gathered with the governor, Senator Warner and Kane, and other leaders to announce that Jefferson Lab is the site of the new high-performance data facility. This new facility will change the ways that we make discoveries here. And we are back for another historic announcement from the City of Newport News and Jefferson Labs. The city has been committed to supporting Jefferson Labs' robust educational and scientific offerings since 1985. And when you hear of all the mayors went before me, Jesse Rattley and Barry Duvall and Joe Frank and McKinley, there's just a strong history and legacy here in Newport News. We have directly invested more than $64 million to ensure Jefferson's Lab success and growth. In fact, Newport News acquired the lab's land from the Commonwealth and federal government and conveyed all 169 acres to the Department of Energy. The City and Economic Development Authority also constructed the $16.4 million Applied Research Center. And I'm sure many of you have driven past this building and wondered what exactly takes place here. Am I right? It's okay, me too. Through the years, this facility has provided surge capacity to Jefferson Lab, as well as serve home to business and research partners. The work that has taken place in this building is life-changing, as businesses have leveraged Jefferson Lab's research and patents. My favorite part of the speech now, universities. Universities on the peninsula have also been able to utilize Jefferson Lab's research functions. Students from Hampton University, Christopher Newport University, William & Mary, and Old Dominion University have walked these halls, learning about the building blocks of matter, testing theories, and challenging themselves. So today marks a new beginning for this facility. Soon the lab will add a visitor center and scientific research facility to their campus. This building will become the public face of Jefferson Lab, with opportunity for residents and visitors to learn more about the lab and its importance to the city, Commonwealth, and world. It will also offer expanded office space to foster collaboration and discovery for physics staff and visiting scientists. The City and Economic Development Authority are proud to donate this building to the Department of Energy. This $10 million investment demonstrates our ongoing commitment to the work which takes place here every single day. Incredible innovation and achievements take here at Jefferson Lab. More than 1,800 scientists from across the globe come to Newport News to conduct research and probe the most basic building blocks of matter. As Jefferson Lab has grown throughout the years, the city has supported that vision. I've already mentioned the land and facility donations, but we've also made investments to ensure the success of the lab. We built the guest house on the campus to host visiting staff. We also supported the lab's vision for a research park. Tech Center is becoming a vibrant hub of activity, which complements the work here while providing a prime location for companies that are interested in commercializing technology. The retail, food, housing, and amenities in Tech Center support the workforce here, as well as those who are part of the research park. In addition to numerous jobs and revenue and resources, the lab and this area offer multiple opportunities for education, for research, collaboration, and commercial investments. The educational component is vitally important. In addition, with our work with universities, Jefferson Lab creates programming for youth and our teachers. How incredible is it that young people from Newport News and beyond have the opportunity to come to the lab to learn from the best scientists in the entire world. From events and tours to trainings and open houses, Jefferson Lab is a vital, essential part of the Newport News community. And this is what I love about Newport News. You can always find ways to learn, to grow, to challenge yourself, regardless of your age, your background, and your interests. I'm not a scientist, but I'll be here often. I can promise you that, okay? Newport News is a city that's truly built on breakthroughs that are meant to impact today and transform the world for future generations. Jefferson Lab is changing science and research while continuing to be a part of the fabric of our city. Thank you to the EDA team, to Florence, as well as the entire development team for working so hard to give this building to Jefferson Lab. Stuart, thank you and your team for being willing to share your work with our residents and our guests. You inspire all of us to dream bigger every single day. Newport News is a city that is truly on the move. Today's event is a milestone in the growth of Jefferson Lab and here in the city of Newport News. Many more exciting discoveries are on the horizon. In Newport News, we smash atoms and we build nuclear aircraft carriers. Anything is possible here. I now invite Craig Ferguson, the manager of the site office, to the podium. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mayor Jones. Again, really, really appreciate the partnership with the city. It's absolutely essential and very appreciative. While the City of Newport News began the initiative to transfer the ARC building to Jefferson Lab, to make it happen has required the strong support, engagement, and dedication of our sponsors at the United States Department of Energy. So many offices and individuals within the DOE were involved in this effort, coordinated by our Thomas Jefferson Site Office team, led by Craig Ferguson, the Site Office Manager. Craig began his career with the United States Navy as a nuclear technician and supervisor, serving aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt and the USS L.Y. Spear. From 2005 to 2008, he served right here at Jefferson Lab as the Associate Director for Environment, Safety, Health, and Quality. His stint at Jefferson Lab kicked off a long history of service in the Department of Energy National Lab System. He went on to lead in several management positions at the SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory, including Environment, Safety, and Health Director, Director of Planning and Assessment, and Associate Lab Director, Infrastructure and Safety. Later at the Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory, he served as the Chief Operating Officer and Deputy Director for Operations. Please join me in welcoming Craig Ferguson.
Good morning. I think we were out of order. I probably should have gone for it. That was a beautiful speech, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate that. Again, I'm Craig Ferguson. I'm the Department of Energy Site Office Manager, and this is just a terrific day for the Department of Energy, and I know for the City of Newport News. I want to thank the city for this donation. I want to thank the taxpayers in the City of Newport News for this donation, the Commonwealth of Virginia through William and Mary for this donation. Turns out it's hard for the government to receive gifts, and this has gone on for many, many years just to make this day happen. So I wanted to acknowledge a few people here. Certainly Mayor Jones, thank you. Florence Kingston, I don't know where she might, thank you. Carrie Smith with College of William and Mary. Stuart, thank you. Rusty Sprouse, who was here, longtime facilities director. I believe I saw him earlier. Corey Smith and Scott Bentavigna with the Jefferson Lab as well. Thank you very much. And for the tenacity of Marla Larson-Williams for sticking with it, Marla. Thank you very much. Kimberly Wallens, David Stenow, also with the Department of Energy, and Brian Foley, our federal project director, sticking this through, along with Jessica Halsey, the Associate Deputy Director for Site Operations. She's not here today. Certainly I've missed some folks here that were involved, and your staffs as well. So please pass on the department's thanks for this facility. This 122,000 square foot building is so essential for the future of this laboratory for all the reasons that were stated before. And it also comes with, if you peek out that window, you see a small tin building, sheet metal sided building, building 19 is part of this as well, and the land on which these facilities sit. It will be the face of the laboratory. And this is so important to the future of this laboratory. Like the mayor said, we were here just a few weeks ago with the high performance computing facility announcement that it'll be sited here at the laboratory, along with the sister lab in California. But that's a big deal for this growth of this laboratory. So it cannot be overstated how important this gift is to the laboratory, and the department is hugely appreciative of that. It's interesting to me, just personally, I was on a new construction aircraft carrier down the road in Newport News Shipyard in the 80s. And driving by here, there was nothing here except the groundbreaking of this facility. And to see the growth here is just amazing. That feels like a long time ago, and I guess it really was. But just look around to see what's happened since then. It's just fantastic. Again, this is a great day for the Department of Energy. Thank you very much. I hope you can stick around for the reception later, and appreciate it, Stuart. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Craig, and the entire Department of Energy team. We really appreciate your efforts. When the Applied Research Center building was built, its purpose was to capitalize on the science and technology at Jefferson Lab and to engage university and potential industry partners. Even the architecture suggested a hand reaching out to the lab, symbolizing this connection between partners and the lab. Universities represented here today, the City of Newport News and industry partners have been a part of this story since the ARC's construction. Today, the ARC building will begin a new life, a new future as the gateway to Jefferson Lab, providing visitor and exhibit space for our education programs and lab functions that build, secure, and enhance partnerships between Jefferson Lab, our community, our region, and partners in academia, research, and industry. As we diversify the mission of Jefferson Lab, this building will be a hub, increasing the profile of Jefferson Lab and establishing a stronghold for science and technology that will serve to build on existing partnerships and to establish and enhance new partnerships and research initiatives. In addition to the support from the City of Newport News and engagement of our Department of Energy sponsors, a key element to our research and technology success is our established relationships and collaborations with Virginia universities, most of which have been a part of Jefferson Lab from the time that the CBAF facility was a twinkle in the eye of the nuclear science community in the late 1970s and early 1980s. We're fortunate to have representatives from William and Mary, Old Dominion University, and Christopher Newport University to join us in our celebration today. First, we welcome Peggy Agouris, Provost at William and Mary. As the university's Chief Academic Officer, Peggy is responsible for all academic and research programs, academic budgets, institutional planning, space allocation, and faculty development. I'm guessing space allocation is probably your favorite topic among all those many duties. Just taking a guess. Before joining William and Mary, she served at George Mason University as Dean of the College of Science, Chair of the Department of Geography and Geoinformation Science, and as a professor of remote sensing and spatial informatics. Before joining the faculty of George Mason, Peggy worked for the University of Maine as an associate professor in the now-named School of Computing and Information Science. She has also worked with the private sector, serving as principal investigator on technology transfer projects. Prior to coming to William and Mary at George Mason, Provost Agouris oversaw one of the university's most active research units. The college included 13 departments and programs, 20 research centers, and nearly 80 degree programs. During her tenure as dean, Peggy was also credited with creating new cross-cutting academic programs, increasing the diversity of the faculty body by almost 40%, and assembling a diverse leadership team for her college comprising more than 60% women and underrepresented populations. Please join me in welcoming Provost Peggy Agouris.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, everyone, for including us in this wonderful occasion. William and Mary is proud and honored to be here to celebrate with you all today. We are here to express our support and the fact that we view JLab as one of our most valued partners. This is, as everybody says, Mayor Jones said, the second time in as many months that we are here celebrating something very exciting at JLab. And I just really, look at that as something that cements in my head that there's something exciting happening in Southeast Virginia. And this is something that is not only going to affect the universities that are represented here today or JLab itself alone, but it's something that is going to affect everyone in this room and beyond. It's obviously affecting us already, but as both universities represented here are going to mention, but also as the mayor said. And I would like to think that it's going to affect the Commonwealth and the nation, and even more ambitious than that. And it's not a hyperbole to say, in today's world of complexity, networking, and how all these things are coming together, this is going to affect more than just Southeast Virginia. So, as I mentioned, I view today as part of one piece of something really special. It is a celebration of partnerships, a celebration of a lot of work behind the scenes, and bringing a lot of components of what make our area excellent, both in terms of research, but also in terms of preparing the Commonwealth for brilliance, as our graduates demonstrate. But it's also a kind of literal ribbon tying ceremony that brings us together and binds us in the future. So it's for some of us, this is kind of like a re-establishment, recommitment, re-bringing together ceremony. So William and Mary, as you heard, was among the entities that established the ARC and its consortium in 1998. Like many, we were here from the beginning, and we've remained a staunch partner over the past 25 years. But there are other very interesting, very positive, and very critical developments that convince me that we are at the nexus of innovation here. First, as I could not resist saying again how proud and excited we have been about what was announced in October here. That JLab was chosen to be the hub, the leader of a hub for the new high-performance data facility. This is an investment not only in JLab, but in the development of intellectual capital of this region. And that decision alone reflects the confidence and the trust that the U.S. Department of Energy puts on the capacity of our region and JLab to consistently deliver the brain power that is fueling the hub's success. So we're very excited about this. But allow me to be a little bit more excited about a recent development at William and Mary. That has been the establishment of a new school at William and Mary. 2 weeks ago, the Board of Visitors unanimously approved the establishment of a new school of computing, data science, applied science, and physics. Now, you may say, okay, universities do innovative things frequently. Well, the last time that William and Mary established a new school was in the 60s, 55 years ago. And that is not to signal that we don't do innovative things, but we do them in a way that really, has an impact that is carefully planned. So it was time for William and Mary to really create this. And let me reiterate the areas: computer science, data science, applied science, and physics. Does that remind you of anything? JLab. This is exactly in parallel to the development of this fabulous partner that we are very fortunate to have here. The new school has been created on the shoulders and success stories of the departments that comprise it to ensure that we extend even further our research successes and growth, that we are able to recruit and retain wonderful faculty, and that we, first and foremost, attract the brightest students the world has to offer. And in that, we are very connected with the goals and aspirations and successes of JLab, and we are strengthening the bonds that tie us together, which is to tie the ribbon firmly, double knotted even. So we're gonna do that. And then, of course, the third milestone is what we are celebrating today. The expansion of the facility and the partnership that has been successful in its mission is an investment and an upgrade that is rightly warranted. And I'm gonna leave a fourth milestone to be determined, because I'm sure that my colleagues from Old Dominion and Christopher Newport will share more. And by the way, my colleague from Old Dominion challenged me to keep my remarks less than 3 minutes. How am I doing, Ken? For now, I'm gonna reiterate my pride in how William and Mary is here to share this moment with you, and to my hope and my confidence that we will be looking to the future and to the impact this what we are doing and celebrating here promises for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Provost Aguirre. Our next speaker is Kenneth Fridley, Old Dominion University's Dean of the Batten College of Engineering and Technology since July of 2022. Before coming to ODU, Fridley served as Senior Associate Dean for Administration at the College of Engineering at the University of Alabama since 2014. He also was Interim Dean of the Honors College from 2019 to 2022 and head of the University of Alabama's Department of Civil, Construction, and Environmental Engineering from 2003 to 2014. In these roles, he built a culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, and readiness for change. Fridley transformed honors education, creating and implementing honors student learning outcomes, enhancing curriculum, establishing the Honors College Partners Program, and creating honors pathways to graduate education. During Fridley's tenure as head of the Department of Civil, Construction, and Environmental Engineering, the division experienced significant growth in enrollment, with undergraduate and graduate enrollment more than doubling and doctoral enrollment tripling, and in research awards and expenditures. He also more than doubled the size of the faculty. Please join me in welcoming Dean Kenneth Fridley.
Thank you very much. What a day here. One of the things that wasn't introduced to me is I'm actually speaking today as on behalf of the university and the president of the university as vice president for research, a role that I hold as an interim status since last summer. And I think that this really is a celebration, as the provost said, about partnerships. And to me, there's collaborations. Collaborations are things that are highly productive, but are specific goal-driven. They're task-driven. What's happening here and what this is an illustration of is true partnership. A triple helix bound together. The J-Lab, universities, industry, city, municipality, I guess that's 4, I can't count. And so what we have here is something that we bind together, we become stronger, and we truly do have greater impact with the activities that are happening here. As mentioned, I came from this area, from outside, and the one thing I really did know about this area, and I didn't know a lot, but one of the things that I really did know about was the Jefferson Lab and the impact it had. And I also knew as a lab, it partnered with the universities in the area. And that's how I really knew about Old Dominion University. And I think today is the product of a lot of collaborations that developed into partnerships and that are now really bound together for the longer haul and for the betterment of not only Newport News, Hampton Roads, the Commonwealth, and our country, but for the betterment of our future. Those students who are yet to come through, the researchers who are yet to be trained and take research charge. And if I just pause and look at the last 25 years, when this building was stood up, Old Dominion University and some of our researchers who are here were founding residents of the Applied Research Center here. The university made an investment with people, with funds, and at that time, 25 years ago, I think we had a handful of equipment. Hani, is that correct? Just a handful of equipment, some really dedicated people collaborating with the scientists and researchers at the J-Lab. Flash forward 25 years, tens of millions of dollars of research and development activities have occurred through that relationship. The equipment, valued now almost $10 million of new equipment that's been acquired through federal grants, through state funds, through industry partnerships. And so as that research infrastructure has built up, we've seen IP, we've seen patents, we've seen technologies developed that have then translated into business startups, the tech center, the new businesses and truly the economic impact that it has will only be magnified in the future as this partnership really begins to build on the foundation of the many, many people that envision that. And institutionally, we have gained a lot. Old Dominion University was recently attained the R1 Research 1 classification, which put the university in that upper echelon of research universities. And that has direct, meaningful economic impact. But without our partnership with the J-Lab, without having researchers here, that path to R1 status would have been much, much more difficult. And so we're looking at leveraging that partnership again for that next step in the evolution of a major research institution here in the Hampton Roads. So I want to thank the visionaries who saw this, the mayors long ago, the Department of Energy, the people that really set the wheels in motion. And to the people today who are making this a true reality, handing off, that will be tying that ribbon. And more importantly, I want to acknowledge the people we don't know. Those PhD students who've studied here, the postdocs who've been here, they're students. Because now they're out there and they're going to be translating their students back to where they studied. And those people will have the impact that tomorrow's community will really benefit from. So congratulations on this, Stuart. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this for the last 25 years and for us to continue that partnership going forward. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Dean Fridley. Next, I would like to welcome Tariq Abdel Fattah, Christopher Newport University's Director of the Applied Research Center, and Dr. Lawrence J. Sachs Professorship in Chemistry. Dr. Tariq Abdel Fattah holds BS and MS degrees in chemistry from Alexandria University in Egypt and a PhD degree in inorganic and materials chemistry from Northeastern University. Dr. Abdel Fattah was the chair of the American Chemical Society for the Hampton Roads section and in the executive committee since 2000. He's published over 100 papers, 9 international and U.S. patents, and over 75 presentations in national and international meetings. He was awarded first prize from the Physical Sciences Division of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, has twice received the American Association for Educational Engineering Award of the Summer Faculty Fellowship Program and the NASA Faculty Fellowship. Dr. Abdel Fattah was awarded 3 times NASA Certificate of Recognition in different projects concerning nanotechnology for aerospace applications. Dr. Abdel Fattah was the recipient of Christopher Newport University's first annual Faculty Award for Excellence in Scholarship. Please join me in welcoming Tariq Abdel Fattah.
Okay, I want to thank Stuart and his team for organizing wonderful event today. And also I want to thank the Mayor John for coming here and support the event and all the guests and speakers today. The ARC, I can speak from the other side. I'm working here since I was joining CNU. The first time in my interview, I was here in March 1999. It's been almost less than a year when it's opening. It was only benches. This means until today I'm working in these facilities. This means have a special relation with me, almost like if I consider myself, I started to be born as a professor at CNU. This is a parallel to parallel event here at CNU doing the research. In the first 10 years, we didn't have a new building like Forbes. We have it in 2010, almost 10 years ago. All my research work done here at Applied Research Center rather than CNU. This means most of the work we did and all these rewards and patents and work done at the ARC. This means I have a very special bond with the ARC because it is almost, if I have a successful story, this is almost like 70% to the ARC facility and ARC tenant here. I want to talk about also the platform. I consider the Applied Research Center as multifaceted, almost like a crystal, like a diamond with many faces, and each face is shining. And the partnership between CNU and William and Mary and ODU started with me since I was here. I met Dennis first time presenting William and Mary facility, and Hani from Old Dominion University, and the collaboration until today is going, and I'm becoming like kind of any help in my area of expertise, I can offer it, and vice versa. That's why the platform of the applied research is very, very important for young faculty and researcher in the area. That's why without these facilities, I think my success story in terms of whatever I'm doing, big chunk of it related to the Applied Research Center. My vision for the Applied Research Center in 3 areas. Education, because we have to teach and train our student becoming the next leader and researcher. And I think we have a very good story in that. And because the facility of the accelerators, I think, is a heaven for physicists and nuclears. That's why this is one of the major one for any physics student. This is a heaven, and the close proximity between CNU and ODU is fantastic opportunity for our student, William and Mary and Old Dominion too. Second is the research. The research is a second layer in the university, is very important. That's why through the collaboration, I can say that almost 100 papers done mostly here, and some of them with the collaboration with ODU University and some with William and Mary, and not only research paper published here, but also patents. We have at least 4 patents here. For economic development, I'll mention one successful story. Roy Whitney, he used to be in the J-Lab, and we work with Roy Whitney from day one for a BNNT company here across the street. And the research done in J-Lab with NASA is generated the first company in the nation doing nanotechnology production of materials. This is a very good story for economic development. But guess what? I have at least 3 students of my group graduated working in the company. I'm just mentioning examples, not details. We have a lot of good stories. But I'm very, very happy for the new milestones, because we need the new blood and we need the new ideas to develop this arc to the second level. If we mentioned the last 20 years or so is the first milestone. Now we need the second milestone with the data science, but never forget the basic science is very, very important, because energy is very, very important things. We need to think about it. A lot of facility here, it can be host new ideas and new business it can spin out. The other part of my talk is the milestone today is related to the data science, which is a very, very important topic nowadays. That's why I'm congratulate the J-Lab and partnership with a different university. And also we need to make sure the collaboration between William and Mary, Old Dominion, because the close proximity to J-Lab, it can continue for the future. Finally, I want to thank Stuart and his team for organizing wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Abdel Fattah. I want to take a moment to thank all of our speakers and all those sponsors, partners, hosts, and the project team who dedicated so much time, energy, effort to bringing us to this day. If I started thanking everyone by name, we'd be here until tomorrow. It really took a team effort, partners across the board, the tremendous partnership with the City of Newport News, longstanding, as we've heard, tremendous partnership from the Department of Energy right here at the side office, back at headquarters, tremendous partnership from our university partners. It's one of the things I really appreciate most about being here at Jefferson Lab is across the board there is such support for the vision of the laboratory, such a shared vision with all of our partners really standing behind us and really helping us reach that vision that we have all seen for Jefferson Lab, for the City of Newport News, for Hampton Roads, and for the Commonwealth of Virginia. As the ARC is transformed into a gateway to Jefferson Lab and its programs, we owe all of you a debt of gratitude. We look forward to the work ahead that will make our common vision a reality. And at this point, I want to invite our speakers to come up for the ribbon tying ceremony and photographs. Join me here. I guess we're not literally tying, we're Velcro.
She's at the front, stage right, her row.
Yeah, come over here.
All the university partners on one side?
Oh,
There we go.
okay.
Like this?
You're on this
There
side.
you go. Us over here.
There we go.
All right. And we just go. There's 3 over here. I'll grab one. There we go. Craig, you have to.
Ah, there, okay.
Maybe this is good time. One or 2 on the back. All right.
Good, good.
Very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all so much for attending this celebration and for all the work that each of you has put into making this day happen. You're now invited to a reception and to take a moment to view exhibits, both in this space and downstairs in the event space that captures the lab's past, its present, and looks to our very dynamic future. So thank you very much. Really appreciate your being here today. Have a great holiday season.